everybody, it's James. It's technically fall, but it's 87 degrees out. The weather is absolutely gorgeous, super warm. It is the last day of kayaking this year for the local liveries, so I was glad to get in and be able to get some time with one of them. Doing a short little 5 hours. Well, I seriously thought that was going to be the last paddle of the season. It was fall, the liveries were starting to close, despite the nice weather. I was already starting to think about fall activities and chasing the fall colors when the opportunity came to go to Grayson Lake, Kentucky, a mere 3 hours south of Cincinnati, and check out all the fall colors, but this time from a kayak. So without further ado, here is the new last paddle of the season.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better without what's been holding us back now. Let's move closer to a new history, find out what we can be together. Take my hand and we will conquer the world. This is our final chance. 'Cause one day we'll be looking back at this. We were in a big mess together. But we found a way to choose right from wrong. We found the strength to go on together. To go on together. Yeah. To go on together. To go on together. Moonlight and fire, dancing closely together and staying forever young. What about you and I then? Can we two find a way to align with each other? Let's move closer to a new history, find out what we can be together. Take my hand and we will conquer the world. This is our final chance. 'Cause one day we'll be looking back at this. We were in a big mess together. But we found a way to choose right from wrong. We found the strength to go on together. To go on together. Yeah. To go on together. To go on
I had never been to Grayson Lake before, but after seeing the pictures, I knew it had to go. As luck would have it, we were going to be hitting it right in the prime of the fall colors where we could see all the leaves change. Grayson Lake, nestled between the West Virginia border and Lexington, is in Carter and Elliott counties and is a small 1,500 lake that's narrow and winding that was created by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Grayson Lake is known for its waterfalls and its scenic cliffs that range from 30 to 200 feet high. Today, and on this 2-day float, we had a special goal of making it to its illustrious secret gem, the grotto. We got out on the lake the first day, and between the intermittent rain bursts, we were rewarded with the fall colors.
Yep.
Lucky for us, there were lots of shady overhangs and rock outcroppings for us to kayak under to wait out the small storms until they passed. The rain had quickly moved in, and in this particular instance, we were able to find shelter underneath a very large tree and waited out the rainstorm. There were only a few times that we had to wait out the rain, but it was well worth it because we soon discovered some of the not-so-hidden gems that Grayson Lake had to offer. All along the lake, there were several scenic waterfalls that we got to kayak right up to and almost underneath of them. We took in each of their own individual beauty as we continued kayaking throughout the rest of the afternoon. Eventually, the sun came back out, and we were able to take in the colors of the fall trees once again, contrasting that with the green of the water, the dark blue-gray of the sky, and the brightness of the rocks. It made for a gorgeous experience. I even got to explore a few caves via kayak. Eventually, the day was growing short, and we had to turn around and go back. We still had not found our illustrious hidden gem, the grotto. With dusk upon us, we started back to the vehicle, taking in some of the wildlife on the paddle back, making it back to the vehicles just before dark. After gathering some more local information, we started day 2 from a separate location, a boat launch called Clifty Creek Boat Ramp. We had a good idea that today we would find the hidden gem that we were looking for, the grotto. The weather was about the same today as it was yesterday, except for the rain. We still had the colors, but we also still had the clouds and the cold. We eventually reached a small cove that looked like it did nothing but just come to an end. However, there was a peculiar rock cropping off to the side that caught our attention. Could this be what we were seeking? I paddled closer to get a better look to see what was hidden underneath. We paddled on with the knowledge we had until we at last saw what we were looking for, a small niche in the rocks that looked like it went to nowhere and possibly just another cave. This was the entrance to the grotto. We had found it at last. Paddled into the cave and the narrow chasm that made the channel to the grotto. Barely wide enough to fit one kayak at a time, we painstakingly took our time through until we got to the other side and the opening. The reward, of course, was Grayson Lake's hidden gem, the grotto, or known to the locals as Clifton Falls. We had made it to the grotto, or Clifty Falls. The adventure was complete. We took in its beauty and then eventually turned around and paddled back and went home. Until next time in the next adventure, my friends, I'll see you soon.